Good evening and welcome to the next instalment of the Officials podcast. Our guest this time is Birmingham FA Level 5 referee Brad Totney. Brad, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Fantastic, mate. Yeah, I'm really good. I just want to take a quick opportunity just to thank everyone who watched our most recent episode with Cal Johnson. We've over 1,300 viewers for that one so far, so we're buzzing with that, and we're hoping this one with Brad can do just as well. But no, Brad, obviously, sort of just to get on to you, mate, obviously, I mean, I've seen you on social media. I know many people have. You've done lots of stuff. You've been around doing it for a while. What sort of started it all off for you?
Well, it started off pretty much. I was running the line for my dad's Sunday league at the time, which my brother played for. Kind of under 14s, under 15s, and I've done that for quite a few years. Not just turning up, and in the end, I just ended up running the line. And then one day, a referee come up to me and he went, "You've done really well on the line, mate. Why don't you take a referee course?" And at first, I just kind of palmed it off. I was just like, "Yeah, all right, okay." And then I went back home and I had to think about it. And I was like, you know what? There's not much to lose. In terms of like, if I don't like it, I'll do a couple of games. If I don't like it, I can go back and I was like, look, it's not for me. But I surprisingly really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And then, 5-6 years later, I'm still here. So,
No, that's how old were you when you took the course, mate?
17, 18 or so. So 18, yeah, or 17, 18, 19, around then, yeah. So.
How old? I thought you were my. How old are you now?
24 now. Yeah,
I
don't look it.
I thought
a couple of lads on the podcast, a couple of lads watching this will look at me and think, nah, it's about 40.
No. So obviously, you started out when you were 17, 18, just as almost like a let's see what happens. How has it been since then? I know, obviously, I mean, just look at the photos. I know you've had lots of opportunities. You've done lots of brilliant things. How's your career been so far in the early stages?
Up and down, I'll be honest with you, mate. I mean, there's a bit like everything in life, mate. You have your good days and you have your bad days as well. Majorly, sorry, it's been okay. It's been okay. Like I say, as you can see, there's some I've had some decent opportunities and some top appointments as well. So so far so good, mate, and hopefully that'll continue as well.
That's class. I'm just going to get a photo that we spoke about just before. This one there, the King Power. I know, obviously, you mentioned you did the BT Sport Pub Cup.
Yeah.
How was that? Obviously, refereeing at one of the biggest grounds of the country. Obviously, on a big stage.
Yeah, it was different, mate. It was different. Going there and refereeing there it's a dream to referee at any stadium. Let alone the Premier League champions, if you like. So at the time, a couple of seasons before. So different to refereeing down at Lion Farm or your standard going on Athletic or your grounds like that. But definitely one I'll cherish for a long time, mate. Yeah.
No, definitely. And Ben as well, just look at some other photos. I know, obviously, you've sort of refereed abroad as such with the tournaments. I know you mentioned you went away with some Birmingham, some Worcestershire lads. How was it going like to places like Portugal to go and referee different people and different opposition and different places?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a different experience in terms of the teams. They're not you standard teams. They're academies. Football's a lot better. The tempo's a lot higher. So the refereeing, you have to raise the refereeing a little bit as well. So, but yeah, I mean, like I say, I've been 4 or 5 times now, and the one in the middle there was Birmingham and Worcester joint, so 6 from each. And I think that helped to go in as a group because I knew the lads fairly well. So that helps rather than being abroad on my own as well, which is fine, okay, but going as a group obviously is a lot easier as well. So
no, that's smashing, mate. And I know lots of people know, and I know as well. I sort of get what it feels like. Obviously, I know you do the appointments for the it's for Central Warwickshire over 35s league, isn't it?
That's correct, mate. Yeah.
So, what's it like being an appointments officer and sort of relying on people to sort of go and do games? You put them on and stuff like that. How does that work for you?
Stressful at times. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's all great because it's not. I've had weeks where I've been 5 or 6 short, and that's not my fault or that's not the referee's fault. That's just general national shortage of referees. That can't be helped. But no, I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm referee secretary of the league, but I have got a good bunch of lads, that will go and do games for me. it is difficult at times because clubs, how can I put it? Clubs all moan about certain referees, or they'll mark clubs lowly, referees quite low, and I'll have them phoning me on a Sunday night saying this referee did this and this and that, and then but apart from that, mate, I mean, generally it's okay. It is stressful, obviously, with open and closed outs and availability. And look, we all know that obviously work takes priority, so that comes first before anything. So it can be a nightmare at times, but 9 times out of 10, it does run smoothly, to be fair. So it's not too bad.
No, it's brilliant. I know I see an awful lot in the Facebook groups, and I know many listeners will have. I know obviously you sort of like to sort of help and sort of encourage and develop other officials, obviously similar age, younger to yourself. How do you find that, or why do you like to go and help young officials in a nice way? Sorry, not in a bad way. Why do you want to help develop young match officials or new match officials?
I think it's because, especially when they're starting, I know exactly how they feel. I know exactly what position they're in, because they'll do a couple of games and then they might be thinking a bit like I was at first. When I first started, a bit, is this for me? Is it not? And there might be the most of. They might think it's a silly question, but to us, a question is a question. It needs answering. So, just to be there, if they've had a bad game and they want to talk about something, then not just me, but there's others like it as well. Would be there for them. There's been plenty of referees where I've never met personally, and they've phoned me saying, "Look, can I have a quick call? I want to discuss this, or I've had a bit of a problem in the game, and I don't know how to deal with this, or what could I have done better." So yeah, I mean, just generally, mate, just one of those. I'm a kind person, if you like. Well, I'd like to think so, but
yeah,
I know the situation they're in, and I could probably take things from them as well. Whereas instead, they'd take stuff from me as well. Like, so we all help each other, mate. It's one,
I know what you mean. It is
big circle, isn't it? So
it is. I mean, I experience a lot with sort of my circle, if you like, of referees. You're all in it together, really, and everyone wants everyone to enjoy it. Everyone wants everyone to do well. There's a lot of nice referees out there, and it's if you can sort of find a group, or if you can find people like yourself who are willing to help develop and nurture new people, it does make it better, not only for them but for everyone sort of associated, the clubs, the players, you.
Yeah, mate. Well, yeah,
it makes it a better experience.
Yeah, exactly. If you'll enjoy it, like I say, if you've got the right people around you, you can go to them for support, and if that's what the social media groups are for as well. So if there's a question and it needs asking, someone will answer it at some point. And what might seem like a silly question, someone else is probably thinking exactly the same thing.
There's never really a silly question. There's only silly answers, isn't there, really?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Silly question, referee. Even I know when I first started, or even still now, I know I've asked questions regarding like equipment, sock tape, even the little things. It's not always it's not always what would you do. It's how do you approach certain situations, and it is really good to have people like yourself. And I know there's many others. There's people that I've interviewed, and there's people that I've spoken to, and I know there's many people out there that are willing to help refs, and it does make it better for everyone. And
it's what I exactly.
Well, just looking at you, obviously just looking at Brad Totney as an individual, what do you want to achieve, or where do you want to go with your refereeing career? If you were in charge of your own destiny, where do you want to end up, or what's the target for you?
I think everybody's aim is to get to the top. That is the aim essentially. But there's no rush at the moment. What happens, mate. But like I say, if I was in charge of my own destiny, I'd be Premier League would be the target.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think like everybody wants to be at the top, mate. Everybody must be walking out to Old Trafford, Emirates or Man City or whatever. But yeah, mate, like I said, there's no rush. There's no rush at all. You don't want to rush it too quick and then come unstuck, if that makes sense. So
yeah, you got. You want to enjoy where you are now. The Step 7 fixtures, the Sunday League, the under-18s on a Tuesday night. Those are the things, because that's what you're going to spend the majority of your time doing. Obviously, in the early years as such, and it's not. Obviously, it's like playing football. We all want to do the World Cup final, the FA Cup final, Manchester City, Man United. But obviously, it's what we do now. It's the games we do now that are more. This is what's going to sort of hopefully get us to that point and get yourself and get any ref to that point of their career if they want to be. But looking sort of then at your career so far, what you have experienced then, mate, and I do call this bit the quickfire questions, but it's never quickfire. So if you want to make it quick fire, please feel free to do so. If you want to elaborate, also feel free. But looking at your career so far, mate, what's been your favourite game so far? Or if you had to choose one game, what's been your best game so far?
My favourite game so far was probably not this season. I think it was not last season, the season before. I did draw with Darlaston in West Mids Div 1. In terms of standard, I was quite shocked because most of us don't know of the kind of standing in Div 1 of the West Mids.
It is really good, isn't it? The quality.
It is, and it turned up, shocked me, and it really, really good game. And at the point, at the time of the game, it was second versus third, and ended up getting promoted at the end of that season, and they ended up winning the league. And I think there was close to probably 300 there. Darlaston bought the Darlaston Ultras, about 200 there with the drums and the flags, and the decent atmosphere. Just generally an all round decent game. I got observed on that as well. So
that's class. That's exactly what we want.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, I got a above standard, so I was happy with that, mate.
No, fantastic. And then not a negative approach, but what have you got like a worst moment of your career so far? Anything you look back on and go, that was tough?
Yeah, I've got one to come to mind straight away. And the lads that I'll do the BT Cup, they'll be watching this and they'll take the mick out of me after. But so I did the semi-finals of the BT Cup at Manchester City last year, and it was 89th minute, 90th minute, or whatever. I forget what the score was. Anyway, balls broke over the top. Girls semi-final. Knows exactly what she's doing. She pulls on their arm and she hacks her down, and it's a dog, so it's probably the easiest red card I would have ever given. Now I've given the free kick and I've completely frozen, mate. I've gone, oh no, and I haven't given anything. I haven't given anything at all. I've got Robbie Savage on the line, who was there, one of the managers. I've got John Hartson on the other line, who's the other manager. And yeah, the match. We talk about match expectation. Match expectation there is a red card and a free kick. I completely froze. I was like, oh, okay, there's a foul. But in my head at the time, and I still can't answer. I can't give you a reason why, but it didn't register that it was a dog, so red. So I've come off after the game. As soon as I'd restarted play, I knew it was a red card. And the player come up to me at the end of the game, and she's even said, I should have gone there. I've got
nice,
Robbie Savage.
That's always nice afterwards, telling you.
Yeah, and she said I was wrong, and I said, look, I know I'm wrong. And Robbie Savage come up to me, and he was like, why hasn't he been sent off? And I was like, look, Robbie, I've completely frozen. I bottled it, and I never like to say that as a referee. I never like to say referee bottled the decision, but I bottled that one. I completely froze, and still haunts me to this day. So it is what it is, mate. Like I say, it's a learning curve.
That's what I was going to say. Just simple yes or no. Did you learn something from it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's the most important thing, isn't it? It's the most important thing for next time.
Yeah, so.
But I get it. It's a big game. It's a semi-final. I bet there was a million and one things going through your head. You were probably there thinking, I don't want to send her off in a semi-final if she's going to play in the final or something. It's probably
that partly crossed my mind. That did partly cross my mind because I was thinking, well, she's going to be out for the final. It's their big day at the end of the day. They've got there.
Yeah, it sounds.
The final would have been at SJP at St George's Park. So part of me was thinking a little bit too nice, or too naive. But if you like, didn't send her off, and she probably did play in the final. I don't know. But,
well, let's hope she played and had a lovely time.
Let's hope she scored the winner in the 95th minute. Yeah.
But no, it's obviously you've had your favourite game, had your worst moment as such. What have you had a best moment, or have you had a moment where you've gone, be really, really happy or really proud?
Yeah. So I did if you look at the bottom right photo there, I don't know if you could just see it.
That first one.
Yeah, that first one there. So that was the under-16s final at the Arbor Cup 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Completely shocked. Wasn't expected it. Turned up. So long story short, at the end of the week, if you like, they all do it like a cup finals meeting where they announced the cup final appointments. So I've rocked up with a slice of pizza and a can of Coke. Not expecting much, to be honest, mate. Set the standard. And then my name comes up on the board, and I'm halfway through a can of Coke, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And I said to them, I went, is it a joke? And they're like, no. 5 minutes later, I get best assistant referee of the tournament as well. So I was like, this is definitely a fix. Something's definitely gone off here. That's not me. And I got the under 16s final to on the line to an American referee in the middle. I think it's Brazilian on the far side and a Dutch fourth official. So that's
an international team, isn't it?
It is, mate. Yeah, very. Luckily, he went smooth, mate. I mean, she had a fantastic game. We all did, and I think there was probably 200-300 there watching to guess. They make it, and a little reference to the Arbor Cup. It is a big tournament. It is a big tournament, and to be picked out of 200 referees or so, 300 referees that attend, to be one of four.
It's that
massive privilege.
That sort of top 1%, if you like. It
must
have been an amazing moment. Just to be sat there with your can of Coke, you're going, hang on, that's me, that is.
Yeah. So I was halfway through. I didn't even finish that can of Coke, to be fair. I shot straight.
I'll be too excited now. That's brilliant,
mate. Yeah. So, I mean, two very, very, very good teams, though.
That's class that you're able to experience that though on such an important stage.
Yeah.
No,
definitely.
so obviously, you've a King Power Stadium, obviously, the Arbor Cup final. If I was sat here now and I was going to put you on your next game and you could choose any game in the world, which game would it be? Or would it be one of those two? What would be your dream appointment?
My dream appointment, I've got two. Am I pushing the boat over two there? Or?
You have to say which one's more important, but
right, okay.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, so the big one would probably be a domestic cup final or any cup final, really. I think any cup final's a privilege as it is.
Yeah.
But to walk out at Wembley, knowing that you're four of the best match officials in the country, that stands alone. So to walk out at Wembley, with your team, you've got that appointment for a reason. So
not many people get to do the FA Cup final, do they?
No, you're right.
It's very special.
Yeah, so and a couple of referees have been lucky enough to do it twice as well. So that counts. So, but I mean, any domestic cup final, and then if I was to go one forever, it'll probably be a European final or maybe even a World Cup final 10, 15 years down the line. Or
Bradley Totney, 2040 World Cup final referee.
Yeah, so
we'll come back to this and we'll go. Remember when you said that?
Yeah.
No, that's
yeah. So
no, but you're right. We can all dream, we can all hope, and FA Cup final, World Cup final. It's you become part of an elite club where it's like not many people have done that, and it is,
exactly.
It is special. Yeah. No, that's brilliant, mate. Well, look, final thing I sort of want to touch on. If I know you do loads. I know we spoke about it earlier. If you obviously sort of helping and developing your new match officials. If you could give one piece of advice to a brand new match official, what would that piece of advice be?
Make sure you've got the right people around you. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And if you're having a tough time, stick it out because in the end it will pay off. Like I said, touching back earlier, no question's a silly question. Like I said, get the right people around you. Get yourself into an RA if you haven't already. You'll have mentors there. You'll have experienced referees there that can come and watch you at games or literally just be on the end of the phone. And then if you're having tough times, the brighter times will come. You will get decent appointments. You will get big games. But most important, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it because then when you enjoy it, everything else will start falling into place. And then at the end of it, you'll be thinking, you know what, I can actually make something in this.
No, I know what you mean. It's I always go out with the intention to enjoy it, and I know lots of people do because it makes it better, and you tend to find you referee better almost because we've all had games. I mean, I've had loads. I'm sure you've had loads. I'm sure every ref's had loads where you're not enjoying it. You might be getting some stick or something, and it's like stick it out because for every bad game, there's 5, 10, 100 good ones round the corner.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all it is.
If you have a bad game. My other advice would be to get back on the saddle, go out and do another game because you'd have one bad game, but then the next game you might have an absolute worldie and you might have the best game of the season.
Yeah,
so it's very contrasting, I know, but that's it could be that way. It's very rare you'll ever have 2 bad games in a row. It's bounce back ability, a bit like anything in life. You have dark times. Bounce back, get back into it, and you'll be fine.
Oh, we all have bad games and we all have good games. It's part of anything, playing,
Yeah, it's
refereeing,
part and parcel of it, mate.
everything, mate.
That's refereeing for you, isn't it?
No. Well, look, Brad, look, I've really enjoyed talking to you, mate. Thank you so much for coming on.
No
Obviously,
problem, mate.
with regards to yourself and your own refereeing career, I can only wish you all the best. I know we've
You
never
too,
been
mate.
out together before, but you being Brum, me being Musher, I'm sure we'll have the opportunity at some point. But look, have a
Yeah,
lovely evening, mate.
hopefully cross paths, mate.
Fantastic, mate. But look, have a lovely evening. Thank you for coming on.
You
I'll
too,
speak
mate.
to you
Take care,
soon,
mate.
mate.
Thank you very much.
See you, mate.